Hey y'all, it's pretty late at night and I'm kind of just, I don't know, walking around my shop trying to decide what to pick out next to get ready to get listed. And it's a little overwhelming because there's so much to choose from, partly, but there's also so much that I have also that I would love to get listed, but it's those pieces that, they're handmade, hand done. For me at least currently, there's not really solid ways to price them. And, you can go and look at eBay results and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, things are worth what somebody's going to pay for them. And I think for me, and it may be one of my downfalls, I don't know, but some of the things that I find the most interesting, that I feel the most drawn to pick up, I feel like I kind of get lost a little bit in that true mentality of maybe getting it for resale. Not that I'm necessarily buying it for me, but I have found that while these things may surely have value, they're not always the easiest things to sell. They're things that you'll sit on for a while and stuff. And for me, when I look at old things that I, find attractive or would want to incorporate into my own home, my own decor, use whatever, it depends on what it is. If you're talking about like dishes, glassware, those kinds of things, of course you want them in as perfect condition as possible, naturally. There's always going to be some things that go with age. Like some of these pieces I'm going to show you, which these ones I have look beautiful. They're perfect. They're what you look for. They're what you want. But typically when you find things like this, gold gilt's missing or faded or, all those kinds of things. And that's kind of normal or expected. So when you find them in perfect condition, it takes them to another level, because kind of like I said in another video, finding the pieces isn't always really the hard part. What makes something scarce or rare sometimes is more so the fact that, not that you can't find that piece, but you can't find it in great condition. You can't find it in good enough condition to still use, On a lot of other things, I like to see that age and that wear in it, and that makes it more attractive to me. And while technically, yeah, it's damage that I feel like damage is sometimes a harsh word. That, it's the story of the piece. It's the life it has lived. These pieces, for the most part, have been around for over 50 years. Most of them a minimum of 50 years. And so I feel honored often to be able to find pieces that you can still bring in and not repurpose, like redo them even necessarily, but incorporate them into today's modern decor. They're still appreciated. We don't make things like they used to. So anyways, I'm gonna take a look around, and I thought you guys would maybe want to poke around with me. Okay guys, so I guess to start with, here are these 6, I don't know, cordial champagne glasses. And let me kind of take it to the light. You can see they're paneled, like a paneled cup. And then that gold gilt on there that has this absolutely beautiful floral design. And then they go down to the foot there, which also has gold trim on it. These are not marked. I'm not sure who made them. Obviously, elegant depression glass. I checked to see if they glow. They sadly do not, but they are still absolutely beautiful regardless. I think I found them at one of the Goodwills and almost didn't pick them up because depression glass is not always the easiest thing to sell. You sometimes will sit on it for a little while. And, you know, I looked them over. There's no chips. There's no cracks. I mean, they look like they were bought, stored in probably a china cabinet, never once used, and, you know, still in perfect shape today. So I want to say they were maybe $1 or $2 a piece, and I went ahead and bought those. I've already kind of cleaned them up a little bit, and I'm going to get those listed. I'm not sure how much to expect from those. Again, they're depression glass, but they're very beautiful, elegant depression glass. So I'm hoping that, you know, they could at least do, you know, $50, $60, something like that. These guys, I was thinking about listing them. These are Andrea by Sadiq, so Japan. They were a gift from Dennis and Betty Stuber in 2004. So I don't know that it's, you know, really much older than that, but absolutely awesome piece. I mean, they are very lifelike, and they're, again, like, I don't think these are glass. I don't think they're glass. I think they're painted on, but they're just that really glossy, you know, glaze to them. So it makes them, it just gives it that extra realistic appeal to it. But I mean, really, really well done. Again, there's no chips or cracks on any of these guys, or the base either. Not their wings, nothing. I think I got them in the thrift store too for, I don't know, maybe $5. But I mean, they're in perfect condition. I've checked them over for repairs. If it was ever repaired, it was repaired so well it's impossible to detect, because I have scoured that thing. Because normally, and I think most of you guys know, pieces like this, you know, these pieces here get broken off, tails, and feathers and stuff, specifically these leaves. They all tend to get wear and damage and everything, and so I was kind of expecting it, but I can't find anything. So what else can we look at? Let's see. Oh, I wanted to see maybe, sorry guys, I know the light's not good. Let's see, let's fix that. Boom. All right, so back here, now this guy here, he's pretty common actually. Can't remember where I got him at. It was a while back. I don't believe he has any damage to him outside of some wear to his cold paint, but I think they usually sell for, at most, maybe $20. I have two of these, the exact same ones. The World of Beatrix Potter, cookie stamp and recipe. And I think they both had the recipe things in there. We'd have to check. Let's see. Let's grab the other one. Because these are both in perfect condition. Or maybe just one of them has the book, because that must be the recipe book, since it says recipe book on it. Okay, so I guess just one of them have it, but regardless, just the cookie stamp alone is still pretty damn cool. I was thinking about listing this guy. Why not? What the hell? Mr. Shave Mug. I don't know. Something just says Christmas gift to me. I don't know. It's kind of a interesting piece anyway. So I want to show you guys these. So you might have noticed them the other day when I was kind of touring my shop. But these are Fitz and Floyd. And they are new old stock, like legitimate new old stock. still in the 100% original box that they would have, I guess, come to the store in, been sold in for sure. So that was the salt and pepper shaker, and then these ones here are the cream and sugar. I mean, holy mackerel. They're no chips, no I mean, they've never even been used. Still has the original ceramic spoon in there. Now, I got to tell you guys, or is that ceramic? No, it's plastic even. That's plastic. That almost makes it almost more crazy. Even though it's plastic, it almost makes it more crazy that it's still there because it's plastic. And not stained or anything too. Like, what? How did that happen? But I got those at an estate sale auction. And I think they were in these boxes, and I want to say they had them open like this, maybe in the photo, you know, sitting open, but they didn't show like really anything else about them. And I thought, well, I mean, worst case scenario, it was a lot that they would have been kind of extra in. I thought, well, worst case scenario, if they're busted or whatever, then, you know, we can get rid of them. But no, turned out they were Fitz and Floyd, I believe, and in perfect, never used, original box condition. So I was pretty happy about that. Now, it's been a little while since I looked those up. I'm not sure what they would go for. I would think, you know, at minimum, maybe $30, $40. But, you know, that would be my conservative estimate on it. Even though they've got the lemon on them, they are kind of plain Jane, you know. But there's people out there that collect lemon and other pieces like that. So I don't know. I think the fact that they're still in box, kind of like the Beatrix Potter ones, I think that kind of adds a little extra element maybe for Christmas gift factor, possibly. Brings me also to these guys. Bring them out. So this is Indiana glass, you know, original box and everything, and in the pastel blue, and it's never been opened, I don't think, except for now that little spot. I think my aunt got it, so so this one here, same thing, Indiana glass. This one's milk glass, obviously, and same thing, still taped up. So, I mean, I'd like to believe they're still in good shape, and I don't know how I feel about opening this to verify that. But maybe that's one of those things where you put in the list and, you know, box open to verify it was still in one piece, you know, because otherwise I feel like I'm selling a mystery box, and I don't feel right about that, especially if you're getting paid, you know, full value for it being, you know, new old stock in the box, original box. And so I don't know. I think that's one of those scenarios where you have to open it up. So I've been thinking a lot about getting some of the lamps listed, and I don't think I'm going to do that right now. I'm not afraid to ship them. That's not my problem. The problem is that even though someone out there may buy them online and stuff, you know, a lot of buyers are going to be deterred because of the cost of shipping. And that means that they'll sit for a while online. That being said, they're just sitting right here. So anyway, I was thinking about the fact that, you know, I do have a booth at an antique, and sadly I haven't lately been able to, like for the past several months, haven't been able to put in much effort into it. And I do need to step that up. But there's always something, isn't there? So I hate even saying that, because that's crap, you know. You make time for what's important, and I need to make it more important. I think that's That's what, if we're going to be honest, I think that's what it boils down to. So I was thinking, golly, boy, they're dusty. I was thinking I'll get these guys listed. I think they're really, really cool ones. I've always really liked the Moroccan amethyst. And it's hard to tell right now with how dusty they are. I swear, like, part of it is just we live in a dusty area, and then the other part is I've hung shelves down here. I've sanded things down here, and so it gets in the air and it goes everywhere. And my gosh, like, I can't go around and clean off all this, so I just kind of clean it up as I go, as I list it. So this has, what has it got? 2 bowls, 2 cups, and then it's got 3 of the plates. So, you know, I don't want to keep 1 plate. I think I'll just sell it as a set of 2 and then include that 3rd one just as an extra piece. But it's really pretty glass. I really always liked this one. Oh, I have them taped together. You know, they're not marked. Who made these? Hawking? Was that who made them? Hawking, I think. Good old Anchor Hawking. Which I think that's some of their bubble glass, right? All right, so this guy here, I won this at an auction in a town south of me. And it was an estate, it was a very large estate auction, and they'd hauled it over to, I guess you'd call it their shop. It's where they hold a lot of like indoor auctions at. So they'll just bring the estate to there. This is just, you know, it's a really pretty piece. And I don't see it in this exact form and stuff as often. So, and the red is there all the way around, and it's fired glass from the underside. So the tape on here won't pull anything off or anything. But I'm always afraid, you know, that I'd go to move something and it'll slide off somehow. You never know. I am not sure. I feel like this is what those glassy babies look like. I have never actually encountered a glassy baby one in person, but it does have, I don't know if you can see it very well, but do you see kind of that shadowy looking where it looks like letters or something right there? So, or maybe you can see it in the glass. And I don't know if those are really like letters or numbers but it's some kind of mark on it. I don't know. But it's this very opalescent, like glass. Let me get it towards the light here. And it's really, really pretty. It's kind of hard to tell. Like, it would look a lot better if I cleaned it off, but I love this piece. I mean, look at that gold gilt on there. That's hand painted. I mean, that's true, like what, Edwardian, Victorian for sure, at least, days. And that's all hand painted. And I don't know, like, no, it's not that bright, vibrant gold, but I think it's almost better darker. Like, it shows that age. It's kind of like coins as they age, you know, and they'll get that natural toning to them. And it can add so much value to it. And I find it almost surprising that oftentimes pieces like this, that's not also the case. I'm also curious if that glows. Where's my little light here? I doubt it glows. Well, some of the paint glows, but no, it doesn't really look like glass glows. I don't think so. It kind of looks like it would though, doesn't it? Like maybe a little bit. It just looks slightly, instead of that, like it's a little more vibrant, I feel like, in the green than normal, regular Victorian age green glass. Why don't we see about getting this guy listed? This one again, I feel like, I don't know. In some angles, it kind of looks like there may be some sort of signature on there, but I don't know. And I'm not going to spend years trying to figure it out. Either way, I don't think it's, you know, a super expensive vase. I think it's a beautiful vase. I think it'll be a lot more beautiful when I've cleaned it up a little. But I love the colors on it. I love the yellow, and then I love the colors. My guess is that it is a Czech glass vase, would be my first thought. So, but I love this yellow and how it's cased, and then you see the casing open up down here where it splits, you know. So like these guys right over here, they're Royal Copley, as is she. And I would get them listed. They're in great condition. I don't think any of them had any cracks or chips or anything. But they're another one where, you know, it just wasn't that long ago that these pieces went for, you know, not hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but they certainly carried a higher value than they do today. And I've seen them go for, you know, as low as $20 or right around there a piece. But I think I've also seen them where they've sold them as the set and done that. I don't recall if those were based on auction or not. And, you know, I will say too, when you're looking at auctions on eBay and seeing possibly a lower price, there is something to that. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that that is what it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the true value of something. It means that somebody that day who happened to come across or know about that auction won the bid. So with as many auctions, you think about the thousands and thousands and thousands of auctions every day that are ending on eBay, how do you find one person's auction unless you actually know about it? And that's kind of my point when I made that video, I don't know, a few videos ago about do eBay auctions work if you have no following? And that was kind of my exact point to it, is that you just have to be careful trying to comp your stuff on eBay based on auction results, because they may or may not be realistic. You know, look at both. Look at you know, buy it now prices, and definitely, you know, weigh that in. Royal Saxe, Germany. Yeah, so this is transfer print. It's got, you know, a little bit of like the slip trail or moriage there. Double-handled scroll vase. And, you know, real pretty. We'll get that one listed. Yeah, I'd say that's maybe a 6-inch or so tall vase. Did that one match it? Oh, this one wasn't marked the same. It only has this impression on it, which I still think it's, you know, Vienna, Germany, something like that. It's a little dirty, needs to be cleaned up. But maybe we can get both of those listed. I think those are real pretty. That one's maybe a 1/4 inch or so shorter than the other. What else would be good to get listed and out of here? Like, I just don't even know. Because in your head, you're thinking, hey, you know, what's value-wise? What should I be listing? What should I be putting up in my store first? Whether it sits there for a little bit or not while I'm listing other things, what should I be putting up there? We're going to put this guy up there, you know, to have for sale that have a little more value. I don't have a lot of faith in running auctions, or else I would have no problem listing everything in here real quick up for auction. Thinking about listing some of these whole pieces back here. Getting these guys out of here. Oh, they got like fuzz between their mouths. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, let me grab some of those. Okay, so all that stuff a minute ago was on that shelf, and now I moved it up there because I might have gone a little bit crazy. I started to pull, you know, like 1 or 2 pieces of hull off the shelf, and then I said, no, we're gonna do it all. And I just decided, yeah, pull them all off there. Let's get them all listed. Let's see, I think most of these I tagged. So Wildflower, 1946 to 47, 7.5 inch. What does he say? Magnolia Matte, 1946, 47, 8.5 inch. This guy's Magnolia Gloss, 1947 to 48, 10.5 inch on this guy. Water Lily, 1948, 6.5 inch. Magnolia Matte, 1946 to 47, Cornucopia, 8.5 inch. Let's see, and I think these, that's not what I paid for it. I think these were the original receipts, because I want to say, who else had, several of them had these little receipts in them, and they were in there when I bought them. Oh yeah, here, 1980. See guys, that's not what I paid. There you go, 1987, whole vase. So in 87, somebody paid that to, I'm guessing, an antique dealer or something. This guy here is Poppy, mid-1940s, Jardinier, 4 3/4 inch tall. Wildflower, 1946 to 47, little Ur. Oh, how tall is he? Come back here. 5.5 inch on him. These little guys, I thought this was like dirt or fuzz when he was on the shelf, but no, it's the string. Novelty, 1950, twin geese planter, 7.5 inch tall on these guys. This guy, oh, I don't have a thing on him, but he does have one chip there. I think that was all that was going on with him, but yeah, he does have that one chip, sad to say. Otherwise, he's in great condition, and at least it's on the back. And because he's so big and wide, you really can't see him, but like I think he's beautiful. I love the glaze used on him. This one, the Peacock, everybody's pretty familiar with him. I don't know how good I'm gonna be able to get to all that dirt down there. And I'm sure they put in these little, you know, bar pieces here for like structural reasons and to hold the flowers up so they'll fan. But Royal Hager, very pretty. Not terribly uncommon. This guy does have a little, whoops, lordy. He does have a little minor chip in right here on him. I think he was otherwise good though. And then this guy here, he's another, I believe, Royal Hager. Yeah, Royal Hager. Royal Hickman Hager. And I think he was in great shape. You know, last time I looked at these guys, they sold, you know, decently well, you know, each one of these, but this agave glaze one is not terribly difficult to find. I mean, it's definitely out there. The cornucopia, different glazes and everything that Hager did on them, again, it's another one that it is out there. Finding them in good condition is definitely the key. They, you know, that can often be the tricky part, but overall, they're not impossible to get. So their value doesn't tend to be real super high. You know, people are generally pretty familiar with the agave glaze pieces. You know, I'm sure that there's pieces out there that are far more difficult to find. This guy himself, not terribly. So what he's worth as of today, I'm not sure. I wouldn't expect probably any more than $30 for him. I don't know that I would necessarily expect more than $30, $40 out of most of these whole pieces. I think these guys, all these vases and stuff, I don't believe have any chips or cracks on them. You know, I do notice like on this glossier one, I do notice that there is a little bit of craze on here, and I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it on the camera, but there is. I mean, there's not much. I think I really only notice it right through here where the decoration kind of bulges up, but I did want to show you guys something though. So, you know, I kind of talked to you about books and stuff last time. This one here, The Collector's Encyclopedia of Whole Pottery, by Brenda Roberts. This is one that I got online at Better World Books, like probably 90% or more of my books. I forgot to mention in that other video, another thing that I do when I'm looking at estate sales is I look for different book collections. Now, I'm not a book dealer. I'm not well versed in books that sell and all that kind of stuff. That's not my gig really. But I have been able to get some what would otherwise be probably pretty expensive collector's books and stuff for pennies on the dollar by getting them typically in lots at estate sales. But the books that, if you take the time to look at the extra ones, you know, if you get them in a lot, if you take the time to look them up, some of them may have enough value that make it worth putting online. And worst case scenario, you can donate them, because if you're getting the whole lot for pennies on the dollar of what you would normally have to pay for the books you're trying to actually get, you know, no harm, no foul, and other people may enjoy those books. But this book, I mean, I want to try to tell you guys the books that I have personally gotten information from or have as a resource that tend to actually have decent information in them. You know, there's a lot of collector books out there that they just have very little info, you know, on things. And I like the ones that give you more of a rundown of their full history and how their lines came about, how their product lines came about and stuff. And it helps kind of build that picture a little bit more. So even if there's some piece that you come across that you don't find in this book, you can still kind of guesstimate the age of it, or sort of where in production line it may have fallen, based on things like, of course, you know, marks that are in it, of course, but also just the style of glazes, the colors, the, you know, forms and stuff that they're doing, you know. So this one in particular, lines and dates of manufacture. And so, I mean, this goes through everything that they made. Every flippin' style. And no, it doesn't have a picture of every single thing in here in this book, but it at least gives you all these different lines and everything. Here's their numbering system. So these aren't values, but these are what you'll find on the bottoms of them, just to help you ID the pieces. So again, even if a specific item isn't in this book, like a photo of it, they have virtually every piece made in each line, at least all the lines that they have in here, you know. But I wanted to show you this book in particular because every single one of those pieces over there, I have been able to ID from this book alone. Every single one of them was in here. So this is a good one to get. Collector's Encyclopedia of Whole Pottery. I don't think it was very expensive. I can tell you it wasn't, because I don't buy the expensive ones, so I know it wasn't. By Brenda Roberts. This was a good one. Some other ones that I've gotten that are good to have, like this one you could literally carry in your purse. I know we're used to our phones and being able to just pull them out, but again, online can be difficult to sort out information, find the correct information. It can be a lot of digging. You know, this is just a quick facts guide that you can have while you're out and about. I mean, look at that. Different style chair backs. It kind of covers everything. And again, no, it may not have every glassmaker, every pottery, ceramic, whatever in here, but it's going to have the gist of things that you're certainly more commonly going to come across, more likely to come across. It's, you know, it's got silver markings and all that in it. You know, British hallmarks, everything. I mean, so it's a good, this Miller's Pocket Antiques Fact File. This is a good little resource for when you're out and about, for quick, you know, small information. This one here, Miller's Antiques and Collectible Fact Book, not as easy to carry about with you, but it does have a little more thorough information maybe in it. It's still, you know, a good quick reference. We passed by that wood one, but where they had, yeah, here, like different wood grains to help you ID that. Like I suck at that. I suck at being able to identify the wood. I can usually tell the difference between veneer and wood and stuff like that, but don't ask me to identify the wood. I don't know. Like, I need to go look it up. You know, different types of stems. This is a lot of stuff to keep in your brain. So, you know, like, it's all in there somewhere. I've read through this whole thing. It's all in my head somewhere, but it's hard to pull up. And I always like to double check myself too. But I feel more confident getting information out of these than I do someone's eBay listing. And, you know, that's no offense to anybody. And again, I'm not saying anybody intentionally puts wrong information with their item. I'm just saying that as easy as we think it is to find information with our internet ability these days, it's not always easy to find information directly from the horse's mouth online. It's always in a blog. It's always something else. I'm not saying those people are wrong. I'm saying that I just like to find it more from the horse's mouth, or from, you know, authority type figures that have spent their entire life doing this and IDing pieces and writing these books. I at least feel more confident looking at their information. This one here, Antiques Investigator, this is a really good one. Judith Miller, so it's another Miller book. And like I told you, Better World Books, the books for the most part are coming from libraries. These are libraries that are getting rid of, you know, their books. What does it say right there? Withdrawn from the Mishawaka, Pennsylvania Harris Library. So, you know, this one's really good, and I've got, well, at least one bookmark in there. But it goes through, you know, quite a bit of detailed information. And I love the fact that there's color photos in it. I have so many reference books. Oh, there's some wood grains again. I have so many collector's books and stuff that they have black and white photos maybe, but you know, a lot of times those are from old ads too. So it's not only that they're black and white, but then they're kind of fuzzy and stuff. They're kind of hard to sometimes see and make out. And it's like when you're trying to ID a glass pattern and stuff, for the same reason that they want clear pictures on your listing, you know, online, somebody wants to be able to clearly see the piece. Well, I feel the same way when I'm clearly trying to identify something, you know. So I love having good colored photos of things. But this is a very good investigational sort of thing, and goes through things to look for in order to not only identify that it's real, but what specific, you know, boom, 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 kind of bullet point things, if it is in fact legitimately authentic, what things should be there. And this is a really good one. This one here, again, is the Millers. And no, I'm not promoting the Millers or anything. These happen to be the books that I have. Understanding Antiques. So this is another one that, you know, it's a lengthy read, but it covers everything, whoops, in pretty darn good detail, and goes through a lot of history with pieces. You know, again, it may not have the piece you're looking for, but you can find information that tells you when trends were in, when certain materials were used, when certain places were in production, you know, just all those kinds of odds and ends that can help you narrow things down a bit. And I thought I would share those with you because, when you're looking for books and stuff, the one thing that drives me nuts is that there's not even a few pages worth of the actual material in the book. It's just the title of it. And so you're kind of like shooting in the dark for finding, good books with good quality info in them. And so I always think having reviews on books if they're available and stuff, but typically when you're buying them like that, there's just not reviews. So I thought I would pass this along, that these are good books to get for reference and guidance, and these ones actually have some decent information in them that will, help you identify things, help you narrow down your search, and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out and kind of picking through my shop with me, and I'll work on getting everything that we pulled today listed over the next day or two. And if you ever see anything on my shelves or things that I'm picking to get listed and you're interested, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at piecesofthepastkc@gmail.com. I'm not sure if I have that on my YouTube bio or not, but you can reach me at that email. So feel free to shoot me a message, whether it's interest in an item or questions or information on things that I'm wondering about, whatever it is. Feel free to send me an email. And if anybody, I've got a decent book that has, may very well have this in it, but if anybody's familiar with this, I mean, these are beautiful, just absolutely stunningly beautiful. I just can't get over how heavy the gold gilt is on here. And I just, wow. Super gorgeous. And this like paneling, and you really don't feel it, like it doesn't feel ribbed or anything, but you definitely can see that optic on it. And again, they're not marked or anything. But I mean, talk about elegant. I wish I had more pieces of it, but I can, I guess, live with the six glasses. They'll look great in somebody's collection. So I guess we'll wrap this one up, and I'll make another video soon. We'll go picking through the shop again. Until then, I'll see you on the next one.